Hi, I'm Danielle, and this is Mastering Your Business, and I have Laura with me today, Laura Brodniak. And Laura is a copywriter, and she does professional bios for people. And Laura, can you tell, I just gave it away, but Laura, tell us a little bit about you. Sorry.
You gave away the secret sauce. So I've been actually a real estate agent for 23 years, and then at night I put my Superwoman cape on and become a copywriter. And I work with mostly women, but entrepreneurs and small business owners to help them really craft the message that either brings them sales or brings them a voice in the marketplace.
Okay. Why did you specialize on, because I've never met, when we first met, I had never met anybody that just does bios. Mm-hmm. Not like books, but bios for websites and stuff, or bios for their social media, or bios for their books, or whatever it is. Tell me a little bit about why that.
You know, it's interesting. I actually do a lot of different writing, but it usually starts with the bio because it's really the most important piece. As you know from your website work, it's the most visited page on a website after the homepage. Okay. And it's often the page that people just sort of let go of. They don't realize the importance of it. And without that really strong bio page, I think you lose potential visitors and potential sales.
Do you feel like a lot of people just have a hard time writing their, I know I do, I know I struggle, but why do you think most people struggle writing their bios?
I think there's probably 4 different reasons. There's not clarity around why it's important or what their important message is. They're concerned about maybe cost if they have to hire someone, so they think, oh, I don't want to spend the money, I'll just put that off, I can do that later. There's content issues. People get bollocksed up in what should I have or not have, am I giving too much information, not enough information, and then there's this kind of control issue, like I don't want to let go of this piece, I don't want to share my message, maybe I'm not secure in what my message is, and people just get stopped. It's hard to write about yourself. You're either feeling arrogant, or you're feeling boring, or you're feeling too pushy, or you're feeling too laid back. And that's where a professional can really help.
Do you feel like we actually struggle with both sides of those at the same moment? Because I feel like, I can't talk about myself because that's really egotistical, and I don't want to be egotistical, but I know that I have to write something about myself, and so I'm just going to put something on there that's kind of crappy. I feel like maybe the bio page or the about page in our website specifically, or when we start talking about ourselves, is where we start putting ourselves down. And so we either diminish what we've done or we accelerate what we've done. And so how does having somebody filter through all of that, and how do we work through that issue? Does that make sense?
It does. And it is, the word filter that you used is the perfect word, because you don't want to be too far here or too far here. You need a person to bring it together in a cohesive way so that it doesn't feel like you're bragging, but you're not playing small either. You're really putting the message out that's appropriate about what you do and who you are, without tamping it down or blowing it up so much that people aren't interested.
Do you find that when you write bios, what's the biggest stopgap to get people to hire you, to start working with you, do you think?
I think it's a bit of a fear thing. It's when I talk to someone and do a bio, we're on the phone for maybe an hour and a half, and I'm asking a lot of questions that aren't, like, I'm not going to say they're overly personal, but I do make people dig pretty deep, and that can be uncomfortable for people. And then again, I think sometimes it's a cost issue for people. Everyone thinks, I can write, I've written my whole life, right? But it's different when you're writing about yourself.
Okay, that's true. And I think it's easier, I know it's difficult to write myself. I actually had to have people go and look at it and fix it, and, and I still like,
still, I may not love it.
I don't know if I love it or not, but it's factual, so we're gonna go with it, right? But it doesn't feel like it invites my client to me. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like sometimes we do bios. I've seen bios where they are like either me. I'm married and have 2 kids, and we go to church every Sunday and but it doesn't talk about the client at all. Those bother me. And the other ones are just accolades everywhere. Those bother me. And then there's other ones that just talk about the clients, but I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
So it's kind of mirroring all those different things, which is very difficult. So what's one of the things that we have to know when we start writing our bios?
So the biggest mistake I think people make is they write in the first person. So it's the I, me.
Oh.
That's a problem. If you are writing a bio, for most entrepreneurs, there are a few exceptions, but most people should have that bio written in the third person. That gives you a voice of authority that you're not going to get with I, me, and it takes away all the I'm so wonderful, egotistical feeling of things. So it should be from an outside person's point looking into you. Now, a lot of people will say, but Laura, I want this to feel really personal. I want it to sound like me. And the way to do that is on your bio, have like a little call out quote or something that's something you were saying so that it sounds personal inside your bio, but have the bio be written in the third person. It makes a huge difference.
I never thought about that. I've seen third person bios, but I didn't know that was the reasoning why.
I don't know if that's why people do it. That's why I suggest clients do it.
That's such a great tip. So if we have issues about writing our bio, obviously we just hire you. But let's just say that somebody wants to try to do this themselves or something like that, right? In the third person, stuff like that. And what about the mindset part of that issue, or the kind of like, how much do I talk about myself? How much do I talk about my clients? And how much do I talk about my accolades? Is there a ratio or something?
There's not a ratio, but you do want to talk about, I think it's important to talk about results that you get for clients.
Okay.
So that's a way of talking about your success without saying I'm so fabulous. It's a very client focused.
Yeah.
Having short stories that you can tell in a bio are really great. And short means a couple sentences. It doesn't mean 11 paragraphs, but a short story or a soundbite that you're known for.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in their businesses, and coaches in particular find this, they have a phrase or phrases that they're known for. Incorporate that into your bio somehow. It's really powerful. And then when people meet you live or maybe on the phone or via Zoom, they've heard that phrase because they've seen it in writing, and it creates this really quick connection.
That's brilliant. That's really brilliant. And actually, that's brilliant because the name of your business is Brilliant Bios and More. Oh my gosh, that wasn't actually on purpose.
That wasn't on purpose.
That
But
was
really well done. I love that.
So, Laura, thank you so much. If we want to find Laura, go to brilliantbiosandmore.com, and you can read all about her and look at our services and stuff like that. And you actually do these huge collections for people where you all customize the bio for the LinkedIn's versus the Twitter versus the website versus Instagram versus publishing if you're a public speaker versus pamphlets, all the whole kit and caboodle. Like, your services are way specifically for different targets and different demographics as well. So,
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining us,
My
Laura. I
pleasure.
really appreciate it. Thank you.